Ella was always really, really smart in school. And one day after I had left home, I called the house and my brother answered the phone. And I could tell that he was real upset. And I said, "What's the matter?" "They messing it up for me." He said, "Well, they let me on the football team and I'm a freshman. And when I got in school, the coach wife, my homeroom teacher, asked me if did I know Ella. And she said, "Oh yeah, that's my sister." And by Ella always making straight A's and always turning her homework neat and on time, that messed him up because after the football practice, he was hang out with the boys and run home and scrabble up some homework. A lot of times he had scribbled up stuff and she would make him do it over. So he had to go through this all the way through school. Every teacher in the class knew that Ella was making all these A's. And so that made him had to cut his time with his buddies because he had to go home and do that homework with Bay looking over his shoulder at home. And then when he got to school, the teacher was looking up. So he said messed his whole life up about that. And one other thing about Ella, she is a perfectionist about everything. If she was making a cake and needed 2 cups of sugar and 1 grain, if she didn't have that other grain, she would go make somebody go to the store and get a whole another 5 pounds so she could make that cake right. But whatever she fixed or whatever she did, whether a project at school or anything, it was always top of the line. And if she cooked a dish, she might have sent you out to get the extra ingredient, but it was going to be perfect. Just think, a little old girl born in Lochapoka, Alabama, where her daddy was there, but he soon left, and to come to Auburn High, graduate with honors and valedictorian class, and go on to a school at Purdue, when most time in Alabama we hadn't even heard of Purdue. If you wasn't born at home, I would swear you wasn't on our sister, because she always acted different than the rest of us, because we kind of act maybe a little bit silly. But I just wish that you a very, very happy 75th birthday.
I remember a time when we went to school, she would cry because she got a B in class, and I would cry because I got a B and I was happy. She always was particular about everything. And one phrase she used to always say is, "I'm gonna fix you," which I never understood what that means because I wasn't broken. But Ella was very smart, which everybody know, and we always had a fun. But Ella sometimes she always loved to keep her head in a book majority of the time, which I didn't. I never carried books to school because I did my homework at school. But she always used to say, "I know you have homework because I know the teacher." I said, "I finished already." And she will want to see it before I turn it in, which I hide it from her all the time because she was very, very particular on everything. I'm talking everything had to be perfect. Her nickname? Well, her nickname was, well, Bay Sister. The reason that was because for a long time she was the baby sister before Elaine came along. So it just stuck, Bay Sister. Well, by being Southern, we cut off a lot of words, so it wasn't baby sister, it Bay Sister. And I can say, I told her a long time ago, "I can't be you." She said, "Well, why don't you come over to Purdue?" I couldn't get into any school at the time. She said, "Yo, you can just come to Purdue. Just come on up here with me." So that's how she was. I said, "Yeah, you don't understand. I not a valedictorian. I did not get a scholarship to school. I barely passed school, but I made it." But she always wanted me to follow her. But anytime she'll send something to me, she'll address it as the last word, "Your favorite sister."
What I remember most about it growing up, it was concerning Ethel and Ella. So Ella wanted to do her homework every night as she was instructed. Ethel wanted to watch TV. So Ella waited patiently, reading the book until Ethel got to the commercials so she could do her homework. Another thing about Ella is every Sunday we had fried chicken, collard greens, potato salad, or some other kind of vegetable, and cornbread. And Ella didn't like fried chicken. So our mom, who was very, very poor, had to send one of us up to the corner store, Miss Ella Mae's store, to put on credit 2 pork chops so Ella would have something to eat. And finally, she did learn to eat fried chicken, but she was gone out of the house. And so that is what I remember.
We grew up close, very close. Mom couldn't buy us like different colored dolls. Of course, we had black dolls. Our dolls had to be the same. We made a distinction in the way we carried them because she kept her doll a little bit better than I would keep mine. In elementary school together, we had to wash our socks and get our socks ready for the next day for school. She would always have extra socks. I wouldn't have extra socks because I didn't wash mine the night before. So I would wait until she put her shoes and socks on and go out the door and get ready to head for school. And then I would get a pair of her socks that she done washed. She gave a lot of good advice to me growing up. I knew I wanted to go to college, but it didn't click in my head until she graduated from high school. She filled out all of my college applications. So if they ever go back and check the background and stuff, my signature and my handwriting is on nothing. She filled out everything, sent it off for me. She's that type of person when if she gonna do something, she gonna do it right. But it gotta be at her own time. And when she do it, like she's a little slow in a lot of stuff, but she get it done. She was the one that always would go and watch more cook, especially cakes and pies. But she always was interested in doing stuff like that and the way one did it and how it was done. She'd always want everything to her has to be almost like perfect. I could just throw stuff together and look all right to me, but she always would tell me, you would slow down sometimes. You can be able to do it, but that's not my person.
My Ella and mom and probably your dad as well, that we would go to Orlando, Florida for Thanksgiving. We did that for maybe 5 years in a row. And it was so important because mom has always stressed that family was important. And family is all you got. We did that for a couple of years, spending time with family, bonding, uniting, and having a good time. And we were able to spend quality time with family. Mom stressed the importance of family and what you do with family that could be memorable throughout the years. Ella and Willis, with their timeshare, was able to share with the rest of the family. We had a great time sharing, spending quality time together with you. Ella. I hope and pray that you have a very memorable 75th birthday, that you cherish the time that you have with family and friends,